Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Beach Town Talks. I'm your host Kobe with special guest D Love. So tell us about yourself.
So, my name is D Love. I own LA Beauty Bar, and it is a spot for you to get your facials, get body waxing, makeup. I also do creative directing. It's really like a pose stylist, so I help people with their poses for photo shoots, find the best angles for you whenever you get your photo shoot so that you can have the best pictures. And I sell bundles, I sell hair. So, I do pop-up shops, and when I do pop-up shops, I sell turbans, headbands, lashes, wigs, headband wigs, and just things that fall under beauty bar. So it's LA Beauty Bar located here in Conway, and I have a second location in Little Rock off of Rodney Parham. So yeah, that's what I got going on. I also dispatch for a trucking company on the side called WK Logistic. So I have my hand in that too.
So basically, you're a Jill of all trades.
I am a Jill of all trades. I haven't actually heard Jill. That's good.
Jack you. All right. So how did you get started with LA Beauty Bar?
So LA Beauty Bar started, I was living in Atlanta, and I was planning to move back to Arkansas for grad school to Conway. And I was, at first I wanted to get in plus size modeling. That was the first thing that like sparked my interest. And the reason why is because I have a real passion for students, particularly students that's in Conway. And I was trying to figure out like, okay, I know that the way people listen to you is if you have a brand or if you're like a local celebrity or whatever. So I was like, what if I become a public plus size model, get my name out there, and then when I come back and I talk to the kids, they'll listen to me just because of my platform. And then that went from, I went to a big workshop, like a talk, like almost like a TED Talk, and Kevin Hart was there, Soledad O'Brien, this other girl named, her last name is Jones, she's a photographer, and I was hearing just different stories that they had and how they got to where they were. And I was leaving church one day, and I drove past this hair store. The people were down the line, like outside down the line, waiting to just buy some hair. And so I called my mom and I was like, we buy hair all the time. Let's do that in Conway. So she thought I was playing. I came back for grad school, and it kept going. Like I kept saying, I want to sell hair. And it turned into, okay, what am I going to name it? And LA stands for Love Always. My symbol is two crowns and an angel wing. The two crowns are on the end, angel wing is in the middle, and it's in representation of my brothers and my sister that passed away. And so I wanted to commemorate them and have their legacy live on through me. And so that's where LA Beauty Bar came from, to make sure that they're still living through me, and I wanted to turn my pain into something greater. So that's pretty much how LA Beauty Bar came about.
Okay.
I started in 2017.
So 5 years later, what has been the hardest thing about it?
Entrepreneurship?
Mm-hmm.
Man, everything. When you are a one-person show, everything falls on you. Your marketing, your public relations, your finances, your taxes, your customer service, everything is you. And it's a lot of different pieces that if I had a team, I feel like, I would have been big, but you can't pay a team, you know what I mean, when you first start out. And so being all on myself, and when I first started, I bought so much hair, and I bought it from a vendor that I thought I could trust. And the hair, I had some amazing hair, and then I had some bad hair, and that probably, like, that broke my pride. And that was probably the hardest hit because I only started with just makeup and just selling hair. The esthetician license came later. And so when I realized that people weren't outside down the line for me, that broke my spirit. And so that was the hardest part for me, was realizing, okay, we got to pivot. We got to figure out what can you add to still continue to run LA Beauty Bar. So the hardest definitely is all on you, and then learning how to pivot your business. And keep fighting so that it can stay on people's forefront, because we all live our own lives, so I have to keep LA Beauty Bar on people's forefront.
And I know the pandemic wasn't easy either. So how you being this one woman show, how did you survive the pandemic with your business?
So I also had a full-time job whenever I first opened. I just went full-time LA Beauty Bar in December. So I had my job to fall back on for during COVID. I pretty much shut down, and then I would sell products. So like facial products. Well, no, I wasn't an esthetician at the time. I went to esthetician school during the pandemic, and that's what saved the beauty bar on the back end. And so I learned how to pivot during the pandemic, but I had a full-time job that kept me and kept this business running.
So what kept you motivated and wanting to keep it going during the pandemic? You thinking about it like, hey, I know I'm working this full-time job and it's guaranteed money. I still need to handle LA Beauty.
Yeah. What kept me motivated is this is bigger than me. I still want my students and the kids in the community to see just these different Black businesses in Conway that's booming. I'm located downtown Conway. You don't have a lot of Black businesses in downtown Conway. And so that is my motivation. And also I started my business to continue the legacy. And I feel like if I were to just shut it down, I would be killing that passion because I never put 100% of me behind my business. And so that's what keeps me motivated, is that this has to go, this has to grow, and people have to know about LA Beauty Bar. And so that's what keeps me motivated. And just, I'm a big person. Once I say it out loud, I have to do it. And so, I mean, people know about it. So now I can't just shut it down. Like, it has to keep going because I've talked about it. And I stand on what I talk about. So that's what motivates me.
True. I remember the first time I came here, you gave me some punch, and I still ain't never got no more of that punch. I want some, and you owe me a beard.
The beard oil. The beard facial?
Yeah, the facial.
I got you. I have my beard oils now. I use Tafa beard oil, so that's a plug for another Black business. So yeah, I got you. That punch, everybody love that punch.
That punch was some healing. All right, so is it harder being a Black person in business or being a woman in business?
Honestly, I would say it's probably, that's a good question. I feel like we're in a movement right now. So I wouldn't say being a woman in business is more hard because we're really winning. Like, I don't believe in like, oh, we're hating on each other and all of that. Like, I have truly seen women stand behind each other and push each other. So I would not say that's the hardest. Black, I would say the hardest because you have to really jump in those other spectrums to get that audience, to get, the others, to get them to come into your space. And so that would probably be more hard to me, is being Black in business, because once you're Black, then they think your audience is just Black, and that's not the case. But it's like, how do I jump into that realm to where the others see me? And that's the Hispanic realm, the Asian realm, and the Caucasian realm. Like, how do I, and all others, like, how do I jump into those spaces? Because I know I can hold the Black target audience, but how do I get them? So I think that Black business is probably harder. And then they put you if you're a Black business, you're a small business. So yeah, I would say that would probably be harder than a woman, because I feel like the women are really on it right now in business.
Yeah, salute to women. Well, you just said you opened up a second location. Congratulations to them. I don't know if I told you that. How was the process of doing it? Like, when you finally see, all right, it's time to expand.
Yeah, so when I first started in Conway, everybody that with their mama, auntie, and uncle told me that I need to go to Little Rock. They're like, you need to be in Little Rock. Conway cool, but Little Rock is the place to be. And I kept saying, like, I'm from Conway, so that is where I have to lay my roots. At the end of the day, I don't care about they don't support, home doesn't support, and I do believe that, if you go other places. But it was time for me to expand my business to Little Rock. I first started out trying to get into nutrition clubs and using a space in a nutrition club. And I was super close into doing it, but I truly believe that God puts you and makes you wait on certain things so that he can show his face. And so the place that I'm in right now, Inspire Studio off of Rodney Parham, that space is perfect for me. They have they have 2 brow women, they have a lash woman, they have nail techs in there, and they have another wax woman in there. So like we are our own businesses, our own entities, but we're all under that one studio. And so I have other people that's riding for me and pushing and promoting me. And so I knew that that space was the best space for me, and I'll get more clients from them. And we will get more clients from each other. So that was the right space for me. I went through probably 2 or 3 different nutrition clubs that I was going to go with, but it was always something that didn't work out. So that's how I got to Little Rock. It took me a long time. I literally just opened in Little Rock. So it took me a minute to be like, okay, let me not just be in Conway. Let me expand to Little Rock. So hopefully it'll really show why I did it soon. So
I feel like it will. All right, getting off of just business for a second. Okay. Not really, but how has being an entrepreneur, full-time worker affected your dating life?
My dating?
Yeah. Are you even single while I'm asking it?
I am dating someone currently. It's funny. So I have heard that I am intimidating, like in the dating scene.
I can see that. From
a lot of people. And so I think when men hear like, oh, she's an entrepreneur, she's too busy. I hear that all the time. And I tell people, it's not that I'm too busy. It doesn't matter if I had a full-time job. I would still always be busy because I'm who I am. I'm going to be doing different things. And so it's on you to insert yourself into my life. Mm-hmm. But it make it a little more hard because people think that they create this picture of who you are because of the image and because of social media. And so they're like, oh, she's too busy, or she's too far along and I'm not there yet. So I've heard a lot of men like, oh, I'm not up to your standard, or I'm not there yet. I'm not financially ready. Oh my gosh, I heard that so many times. And I think they were just intimidated from the outside, like what it looked like versus getting to actually know me. And so it definitely affected it a little bit as far as just the intimidation factor. I think that men, I'm not going to generalize. Some men stand behind that fear of dating a woman that is on her stuff.
Yeah, I look at it like if you date somebody that's on their stuff and you're around it, that should motivate you to get more on your stuff. You shouldn't be afraid. But I'm also me. I jump shots out the world.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you agree with it like this.
No, I mean, you're very confident is what I mean. Like, I can see that, you would probably shoot your shot at people because you're confident.
Yeah. Everybody as you should be in their life. Speaking of, what's the most fulfilling thing in your life right now?
Ooh, that's a good question. The most fulfilling thing in my life. One, I mean, my relationship with God is going to always be the foundation. I'm always going to shout out my relationship with God. Because at the end of the day, when I'm at my lowest, I'm still straight. I've lost 3 siblings. And so I think that affects anytime you lose somebody close to you, it affects who you are. And so my relationship with God has always been the most fulfilling thing in my life. I also would just say right now, I am in a space where I truly can create my reality. And the world right now is crazy. And so the fact that a lot of people that I know, we're just creating what we want to do. The fact that you're doing this podcast, this virtual podcast, like, you are creating something for you. You know what I mean? And you have that space and you have that freedom to do that, and you have the confidence to do it. And I see a lot of people around our ages, because how old are you?
I'm a baby. I'm 24.
Whew. The spectrum of, and I've actually, my trainer is 24, and he is so mature. So the age ranges of like in their 20s to their 30s, we are in our bag and we're creating what we want our life to look like. We're not doing the cookie cutter 9-to-5 jobs, which I salute and I am cool with that, because I will go get a corporate job. If it's meant for me, I'm going to get it. I have nothing against having a full-time and growing your business. I think that your full-time should grow your business. But the fact that I'm able and I'm in a space to create my reality. I dispatch, I do invoices and payroll, and I'm finished by 2 o'clock the latest. Usually like 11 or 12, I'm done. And so the fact that I can do that and tell people when they can book with me, and then I get to create my own schedule is the most fulfilling right now.
So I know one thing about you, you're close to your friends and y'all have a tight-knit group. So what is it like to be around that type of energy where it seems like y'all pull from each other and give to each other?
Right. It is an amazing feeling to watch your friend circle elevate with you. We are all in different spectrums making it happen. My cousin, she makes handmade bags and backpacks and computer bags, and she's literally getting the fabric and the zippers, and she's sewing it all together. She's teaching young people how to sew, and she's Black. You know what I'm saying? My other best friend, she is the director over a research lab. Like, that is huge. My other best friend just got married, and she is traveling the world with her husband, who's playing basketball overseas, and she's a traveling physical therapist. Like, we are in our bag. Like, we are creating what our reality looks like. And so I think I was the first one to sort of jump out on the entrepreneurship train. And I feel like because we all saw and they were in it with me, it was like, okay, I can do this too. I can create what I want to create too. And we're there for each other. If we're doing a pop-up, the team is coming together. My other best friend works for UCA, and she is the most creative and she is the most logical person that I know. She's the person that pays my taxes and make sure that LA Beauty Bar still stands with the taxes and all of that. So it takes a team, it takes a village to, especially when you're an entrepreneur. If you don't have a village, you're probably not going to succeed. If you don't have a support system, you're probably not going to do well. And my friend circle, they hold me down 10 toes. My sister is a nail tech, and she is booming right now. And whenever I need her, she is there for me. So, I mean, my friend group is solid.
Well, so, shout out to y'all. Seems like all y'all moving with a purpose right now.
100%.
Right. Outside of working and dating, what do you do for fun? Or do you even get to have fun anymore?
Oh, I'm always going to have fun. I don't believe that you should just exist in this world. You have to live. And when you get to a place where you feel like you're just existing, it's time to pivot. And that could be taking a dance class or...
Can you dance?
I do. I want to do... I'm actually looking into doing some two-stepping. Me and my cousin Dooley, we're going to try to find a class and do some two-stepping. But, yeah, if you find some old Delta videos, baby, I get down. But I love to travel. Traveling is my top. Like, I try to get out of Arkansas as much as possible. That helps you refresh. That also exposes you to what you can bring to your business. Traveling, I love going to live music events. I go to the bar, I get some drinks. I go out pretty, Brunch Brothers, whenever they have their stuff, their events, I'm probably there for most of the events. Day Party, Little Rock, I'm at their events. So I get out. I like to have a good time. I'm done by like 5 or 6, so I can kick it. And Mondays are usually my off days, so I can really kick it. Sunday Fun Day is the day for me.
I'm out this Sunday. I'm celebrating my birthday Wednesday. So
Happy birthday! This Sunday?
Yeah.
Next Sunday, Labor Day weekend.
Nah, my birthday on the 31st, so this Sunday I'm kicking it.
Okay, Brunch Brothers is having an event at Charlie's.
I'm gonna try to pull up if I can make it.
Okay.
Life be crazy for me too.
Okay.
Hey, you were speaking about traveling. So what are some of your favorite places to go, and what's been your most rewarding place you visited?
Okay. The place that I love to go is just anywhere near the water, out of the country. Dominican Republic was my favorite.
Money?
Huh?
You got money?
No,
Nah,
it's about saving up and doing your payment.
Now that was a subtle flex. It's anywhere by the water.
Out the country. I'm trying
Just
to get out of this country.
Let them know you ain't the same.
I mean, you know, but a lot of us now are getting out of the country and traveling. Younger people too, like, and I'm loving to see it because we get in our bubbles in our heads. But Dominican Republic and Cabo have been like, well, I went to Brazil too. I went to Brazil I'm separated. Cabo and Dominican Republic was like my kicking it and fun. The most rewarding was Brazil, and then I went to Ghana. And I went to both of those places for 2 weeks. So Brazil they love differently. If they go out to eat, there's no phones, there's no time limit. They're talking to each other, they're communicating with each other, and it's a vibe. Like, they're low in depression, they're low in abuse, they're low in rape, because love is welcomed there. And they love different. They are different. They are totally in the moment with you. Even when they dance, it's a very sensual dance, and it's not sexual, it's sensual. Ghana was life-changing because you see yourself. I got to go to the castle and see where the door of no return, where our ancestors, that was their last time being home. And a lot of them jumped off the ship right in that area from the castle, and how they were beaten, and what they did to us, but also what we did to ourselves, and how we were painted a picture and was like we sold ourselves, you know, some of them did. And so learning our history and really truly understanding what that looks like, it changed me forever. It made me look at life different. A lot, their government is jacked up. And they're the smartest people, but the way business works, it's not the same. And so I still help them to this day. I still send money down there. I still send them business when I can. I connect them to other people. Like, if people want to do like shea butter, or they want material, fabric, or things made, like bead bracelets and stuff like that, I still connect the people that I met down there with people here, just to help them generate business. But literally, love always is in Twi, which is from Ghana, and then this is Portuguese from Brazil, and they both mean love always, but it's in their languages because of how much it changed my life.
So when you plan on going back?
I still am very close to the people in Brazil and in Ghana. I want to go to Nigeria next. I want to go with my Neo, my sorority sister, and I want to go with Chizzy. Okay. I want to go to Chizzy, to Nigeria. I want to try and go to other, like, more places in Africa. Brazil, I'm down to go back any day. I want to go for a carnival, like Carnival.
I gotta go to Carnival and Jucano, the one in the Bahamas.
Yep. I want to go to the one in Trinidad, the Carnival in Trinidad. But yeah, I don't know if I'll necessarily, I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll for sure go, but I want to go to more places.
So when you went to Brazil, did you go by yourself?
No, so I went to Brazil as my grad trip. So we went there, we did like a week of going to the school, learning Portuguese and stuff like that. And then we did a week of like just straight vacation on the beach. So it was a whole group of us. It was like maybe 9 of us. And then me and my best friend, we were in the same cohort, so we got to go together.
You still know a little Portuguese?
Ooh, very little.
You gotta give us something.
Ooh, we. Bom dia. That is like good morning.
I thought you were saying bonjour. I was like,
no, bom dia. Yeah, that's all I got for right now.
Nah, you gotta re-educate yourself on some more Portuguese.
I do. It's back there somewhere.
All right, since we talked about your travels, what's the best date you've ever been on? And it doesn't have to be with the guy you're with now.
Yeah. The best date would probably be when I like the thought behind dates. So it was a guy I was dating. He took me to like this lake area, and he had this picnic already set out for me. And I love to be outside, like at night, like with the sky and all of that.
In my bag. I like
it was really dope. But just all the things that he had, like he had sandwiches already prepared for us, like it was prepared. That was probably is that the best date I had? I like the thought behind it. Most guys really just take you out to eat and stuff. It's not like, I don't think I've been on a super elaborate date or something that was like, yeah.
I feel like dating has got so complicated nowadays because everybody's expecting something instead of just enjoying the date. Like, I'm a serial dater. If I like, hey, let's go out, and you give me something that you like to do, we can do that. You tweak something, I might surprise you with that. But if you don't, and it's just, all right, we can go get something to eat because it's
easy.
Yeah, we can talk over dinner. But
Yeah.
I don't really, as I'm growing up, I hate that as a first date. Like,
Yeah.
I want to do something. I like talking trash.
Yeah, I think like going to games and going on hikes and going thrifting together and
Hikes?
Mm-hmm.
See,
You don't hike? You don't like that? Like going on trails and stuff, seeing waterfalls. You don't like it? I like stuff.
I went
like that.
walking with one person, and I would never go again.
Oh man.
It's not for me.
Okay, it's not for everybody. But like going to like live music and that was a cool date too. I went to like this live music thing with a dude I was dating and we had a lot of fun. Going to the shooting range or going to ride go-karts or ATVs or what is it called? Zip lining, stuff like that. Like do things that are like challenge for both people. I think that's cool too.
So you could have something to talk about after the date.
Yeah. Like at least create the memory.
Yeah, if you go eat, but you gonna talk about the food.
Right. Or go to somewhere that's like a bar that has like TVs and like the axe throwing or some pool tables. Like engage too outside of just eating.
I got distracted, my bad. I was thinking.
You trying to create a date over there?
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know who I'm gonna take on the date next.
Okay.
All right. So, have you ever lost a great man?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So one guy I was living in Arizona and I was about to move back. I had just lost my brother. And so my mind was very, very cloudy. And he was about to move back to Colorado and he really wanted to make it work. But I was just like, I can't do it. I was not in the mental capacity to even try to form a relationship. But he was an amazing dude. He kept in contact for a long time. I think he's married now. He was a good dude. I don't believe that he was the one for me, but he was a really good dude. Another guy, I didn't speak up. And he's very clear about if I had just spoken up, we would have been amazing. But I was the type of person that's like, you need to pursue me. You need to come for me. And he was just like, if you had just told me how you really felt, then I would have done that. So yeah, I would say probably two good guys.
You think that last guy didn't work because of because you're so, what you say earlier, intimidating? He didn't want to assume something and be wrong?
Yeah, he thought that I was he was like, you was a player and he was a player at the same time. Like we both was just doing our thing in college. And so
plus you a Delta, so
I mean, yeah. But I mean, I really just be minding my own business.
See, when people say that, they don't be minding their own business.
I was minding my business. I think I just expected him, like, when you get done playing, you're gonna come back home. But I moved to Atlanta too. So like he was still here and he like, my life has to go on too. So we really our ships just was not passing at the right time. Which apparently he probably was not the best one for me. He may have, but.
So how do you feel about the guy you're dating right now?
It is very fresh, but I haven't felt comfortable with somebody, this comfortable with somebody, I don't think ever, this fast. And he knows what he wants. and he knows how to insert himself in my life. And that's important to me because I am busy and I have a lot going on. So it's like, if you don't know how to, like, hey, we're going to do this and I'm going to come here and I'm going to be, let's do this. Like, you're creating things for us. Like, he pulled out his calendar and was like, this is what we're going to do on this date. I'm coming on this date. You come down here for this date. Like, he's creating our world. And it feels good. I feel like a lot of guys pursued me to get the challenge for the challenge. Like, they saw the image and so they're like, oh, I want to get her. But it feels like he wants to get to know me and he wants me for me. And so it's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling. It's a fresh feeling. It's a scary feeling. I'm 33 and I am used to being single. And he is very adamant on it's time to stop thinking single. And that's a transition. You know what I'm saying? My mom and daddy, they both was, you know, my parents have been married for 50 years. So they've been together for 50 years. I think they've been married for like 47 years. And, you know, they both was, you know, they was some slick, cool cats. So I got both sides of my mom and my daddy. So it's time for me to put the stick down and you know. But it's different. It's different getting older and doing things your own and somebody wanting to be in your life and saying, hey, I'm coming in, so make room for me.
Mm-hmm. So what's a non-sexual turn on? Like, what's something he does or any guy you dated that's like, oh man, you got me?
Confidence. Height. When I see a tall man, I know, but I'm 5'10". I'm tall, y'all. So
I short dudes like climbing trees, no?
Right, but you got to be a certain height to ride the ride and this ride. So height is a big turn on, and confidence. When a man can step to me and he's confident, because I'm confident. So if you're like timid and stuff, and I feel like I can walk over you, like I need somebody to say, hey, shut up and sit down. You know what I mean? Or like get your stuff together. So though that's a turn on. And then when you know how to plan, like when you insert and you're like, this is what's going to happen, this is what it's going to look like, but also be respectful about it. That is a very big turn on for me.
What's your biggest turn off?
Narcissistic behavior. What?
I hate that. We use that term. We use that term. So, and I've been using that term
before it became a trend. But manipulative. Like when I literally dated somebody that turned Jekyll and Hyde on me. In the beginning, it was like, hey, I don't want to go to bed upset. I want to make sure that we talk over the phone and become like we're okay by the time we go to bed. Pulling up on me, bringing gifts and like thoughtful gifts, to literally totally different. Like, don't answer the phone if he's upset. Hits me when he gets ready. If we had an argument, it was turned on me like crazy. And I can't get with that. Like, if you can't admit that you're wrong, because as a woman, I know people are like, oh, women don't know how to say they're sorry. I have no problem saying, hey, I'm wrong. But if you are trying to make me the villain every single time and you're not taking accountability, I can't, like, I literally can't do it. Like, I can't stomach it. Or if you don't take care of your kids. If you have a kid or you have kids and you don't take care of them, I can't do it.
As you should.
But people do it.
You get no reward for taking care of your kids. That's something possible.
It's what you're supposed to do.
But you do get penalized for not doing
it. 100%.
So what's been your hardest habit to break as you got older?
So I'm on my fitness journey. And I literally came from a workout. So y'all, this is why I look like this. I usually,
She's usually beautiful.
I'm usually beautiful. Is that the right word to say?
No, you're always beautiful.
Right. Correct that. Start that over.
She's normally dressed up.
Thank you. I do know how to put some clothes on, but I literally came from a workout. What was the question?
Hardest habit.
Yeah, eating food. I am a pizza, chicken strip, French fried food girl. Getting my eating together has been the hardest. I work out Monday through Friday, but baby, when that weekend hit and the tequila come through, it's real hard not to go get a burger or pizza, stuff like that. But I want my health to be okay. I don't want my knees to be breaking down in my 70s. So, yeah, they already breaking down. So I got to get them together.
Alright. So tell me about the time you've been betrayed.
Okay, I got two. One, I was dating this man, and y'all, he gave me a different last name. He told me that his kids and his baby mama lived in Memphis. And I mean, we were like dating, like going to Hot Springs for the Christmas lights and going out to eat all the time. And he was really in his bag, like pursuing me. And he was married. Yeah, he was married. His kids are in the Conway school system that I was working in. Very much so, wife.
How did you find out?
Crazy. Okay, so me and my cousin went out to eat, and I was telling her about him, and one of his homeboys, I had to tell him like, hey, me and one of your homeboys, I didn't realize how, like, I didn't know that they were close. But when I realized that they were close, I told him we were at a party, realized they were super close. We were riding back. I was like, hey, just want to let you know, we talked for like a week. Nothing came from it or whatever. But I do want to be transparent about it because I'm very big on nobody else should tell me what I got going on. Like, you need to be the one telling me so that if it does come to me, I can be like, oh, no, it's cool. I already know.
I just had this conversation last night.
It's important.
Like, tell me first.
Because when I find out from somebody else, then I have a problem.
I feel some type of way.
Yeah. I can get over things if you come to me and let me process and we work through it together. But if somebody else come and tell me about mine, it's a problem. So I was telling her about the story, and we were out to eat, and I was showing her the page of the homeboy. Well, as I scrolled through to show her pictures, he had ended up tagging him in a picture. So I clicked on his name. Keep in mind, he told me a different last name. So clicked on his name, and it was a whole family, like a whole entire family. So I didn't say anything at first. At that time, I was working my full time, started LA Beauty Bar, but I was also working at Ulta as a free agent. So I was working for like just a company, and I had to go work in Little Rock. And so he hit me. He was like, "Hey, we need to really talk. I want to sit down and talk with you." Like, and the conversation we had before, he wanted to like establish our relationship where he could be my boyfriend. So I didn't know which one he was talking about because I knew what happened, right? So I found that out on like a Friday. We were supposed to get together on Saturday. We ended up getting together on Monday. He came to my house, and as soon as he walked in, I was like, "What's up? You need to talk to me." And he was like, "Why are you acting like that?" I was like, "You need something. You need to tell me something. What's up?" And so he told me, he was like, "Hey, one of my best friends is really close to you." And he said, when I was telling him about you, because I'm falling for you, I told him about you. When I told him your name, he literally was like, "You can't do that to her. Like, you can't do that to that family and to her. Like, she's genuine. She's a really good person. You can't continue this." And so he came out and told me, but then he told me that they were legally separated. So he told little truths with a lot of lies. And so, he ended up telling me, and then he tried to like clean it up. He was sending me flowers to my job. He was doing all these gifts and stuff like that. And then I realized, like, you are still fully married, and I had to like cut it all the way off.
I know it is. Guys in their marriages,
when you settle, and this is something that I want to talk about in a few different podcasts, is I don't understand why, one, as a woman, you can tell if a man is like feeling you and is there for you. I will never stay with somebody that I feel like I'm a burden to, or I feel like you're not 100% there for me. Like, it feels like if you feel like you need better or want better, go do that, because I'm gonna be straight. And then I don't understand men settling. Like, when they hit me with the, well, she deserves it, or, you know, she's been around for so long, then you're unhappy for life is too short to be that unhappy, and you lay in the bed next to somebody that you don't even really desire. I don't understand it, but it's a lot of married people out there like that.
I think that's what That's why less and less people get married nowadays, because we see the.
I do think that more and more people are getting married now, though. I think that marriage is turning it back over. I think
the pandemic might have did
that, but I think it's just a movement. I think people are seeing love differently, and I feel like Black fathers. I think that this movement is a beautiful thing, and I think that people are starting to cherish love differently. Because if you think about it, even people our age, like, they are married. We got Bowser and Alicia. We got my friend Tamia and Robert. Couple. Yes, like, these are some couples that they fool with each other. They are truly friends. So I think it's changing up. I do.
I'm getting 5 more years to really see what everything is everything. But if you get married, I do want to invite, because I like weddings. I like being in that atmosphere. Last wedding I went to was Billy and T's, and that was.
I looked like that was a good wedding.
That's a great wedding, and even better reception.
And Billy did not invite me to the wedding. I was really upset. Or T.
That's crazy.
I didn't like it. It was very disrespectful, but it's cool. But no, yeah, weddings are fun. You know, hopefully next, 2 years or so, I'll be sending out some invites or something. So
I just want. I'm gonna come with my plus one. I don't know who she is.
Now y'all better put some money down on the plate. Hey, have y'all been seeing the movements of people paying for their plates for receptions for weddings?
Yeah.
I support it.
Yeah, because you're already coming out a lot of money to get married.
People say it's tacky, but I think it's a good idea.
I mean, I feel like with everything, we want old-timey traditions when we don't have those old-timey values.
Yeah.
So, of course, everything is way old. So why would I'm spending 20 bands on a wedding. You can't spend $20 on a plate.
$20 on a plate. Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about it.
As long as it's options, I'll pay.
I have you shrimp, steak, chicken, salmon.
That salmon gonna give me everything. So, what's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret. Is it a regret? I wish that I had this business mind while I was in college. I believe in college is our biggest network, and it's our time to really spread your wings and get connected to people. And if I had started this business when I was in college, I probably would be driving around in a Bentley right now. So yeah, I regret that. I regret that I didn't have the business mind at that age. I was literally trying to kick it, get my degree and kick it. Yeah. I don't really have too many just like regrets. This is a real sad one, but both of my brothers, the week before my brother died, I felt like I needed to call him and I never did. And that was a regret. And then my other brother, I didn't realize he was on his deathbed, and he called me while I was in the mall and I couldn't hear him. And I got off the phone with him quick, and that was the last time I actually talked to him. So those are like my, for real, biggest regrets. But it also fuels me for LA Beauty Bar, so we can turn it around because it did get sad. So
I feel like I stand and should have started playing right here. Like, what's something that scares you since we already in that mode?
Okay. Something that scares me. So I am 33. And I want marriage and I want to have a child. And so that fear of not attaining that is a big fear for me. That's the scariest thing for me. And then also not seeing LA Beauty Bar actually flourish. I want all the work that I'm putting to show its head. So if I were not to make this successful, that is something that scares me. I also operate in fear and it holds me back. And so I'm trying to get out of that because I know that I could do great if I really put all of me behind me. But yeah, those are probably two of my biggest fears. And then losing my parents, that is, whew.
I don't feel like that should be a fear.
It is. They're like, my daddy is 80. My daddy is 82 years old and he is my best friend. And my mama, I'm her best friend and she's my best friend. So I know it shouldn't be, but it's definitely the scariest thing for me.
Cause I know for a fact they wouldn't want to lose you.
Facts.
So
I know that they need to go before me because they couldn't handle it, but that's gonna be yeah. Moving on.
I got 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
First one is, when you finally make $1 million, what's the first thing you gonna do?
Pay off every piece of debt that I have. Yep.
You way better than me.
Well, because I'm older than you too.
You're right.
And I know what credit looks like. I know what it can do for you. And I don't have like a lot of debt, but I don't want anything on my back. Like I don't want no monkey on my back. So I would, pay everything off so that it's just clean. And then I'm going to invest some money. And then I'm probably going to put a little piece away to really kick it. Like, and I mean, kick it like out the country. Out the country.
See, when I make $1 million,
what's the first thing?
Buy a lot of land.
Oh, that's super smart.
I just want to be I'm gonna buy the land just to be secluded from everybody.
But you're a people person.
I know, but I be having to recharge sometimes. I want to build. I'm gonna build a compound.
Oh, okay.
So
people can come to you.
Yeah, we can come there, but I don't have to
go out. That makes sense. And God's not making any more land. So buying land is one of the smartest things you can do.
I mean, white folks making it virtual land. Yeah.
True. That meta world is pretty crazy. Yeah. We need to all jump on that. I need to create an LA beauty bar in the Meadowland.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, NFTs. Even though right now is probably the best time because of the tech sector of everything is down right now because everybody's getting ready for what's coming next.
Yeah.
Scaling back. So you invest now, it'll be amazing return.
Yeah. I did the Amazon stock. So I'm hoping that it's supposed to drop in, I think, November, I want to say. And I'm really hoping I see some big money from that.
I mean, invest in Tesla, they about to ban gas cars sooner or later, so they the leaders, so.
Gas cars?
Yeah.
They're about to ban them?
Sooner or later. I think
the next, 10 years?
12. I think California said they're the first state that's trying to
actually starting to have the conversation.
No more gas cars, all electric. So
that honestly, I don't know if people watch Handmaid's Tale, but stuff like that scares me because it's basically like this new government took over all of the United States basically, and they run you, and people had to move to Canada to not be a part of it. And electric cars, I just feel like they're gonna hit a button one day and all our cars gonna stop, all the banks gonna stop. I'm gonna have to keep a gas car and I'm gonna get a whole bunch of gas cans. Y'all should do that too, because the government, it's some crazy stuff going on around here.
New world order. All right, and last question, close it out to, what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best advice I've ever gotten is simple. It's just keep the end in mind. And that was from my brother, D Magic. And when you're an entrepreneur or you have a goal in general, it's never going to be what you think it is. If you start a business, it's going to be things that you never thought that could happen is going to happen. When you're dating somebody, things that's going to come out the woodworks that you never thought would come out the woodworks. When you trying to lose weight, you're going to have mountains and valleys. But if you keep that end in mind, it doesn't matter if you have to stop a little bit or take a break. You're still having a purpose to follow and a goal to get to. And so if you keep that mindset, even at your lowest, you're still going to be okay. So if you keep the end in mind, you're going to be straight.
Keep the end in mind. I would like to thank you for being the guest. I can't wait to see what you got up next. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. You got anything you want to say to the folks before we leave?
Come get a facial. Come get a wax. I do underarms, full body, manzillions, Brazilians. Buy some hair. Come see me. Get some lashes. They're $5. But yeah, come support a Black business, a woman that wants the best for people, I'm a vibe, so you're going to feel a vibe when you come get a service from me. book me for your next photo shoot. But just support. If you don't do nothing else, at least support a Black business. But it could be me that you support.
Should be. Her Instagram
Is
business gonna be in down there in the bio. So yeah.